What is going on, everybody? My name is Andrew Montana, welcoming you to the 8th season of HTF Bets and the first live show of 2024. Now, as we start January, we're not looking forward to classes or the cold or taking down Christmas decorations or anything like that. No, we're looking forward to two of the greatest sporting events of the year, being the Super Bowl and the NBA All-Star Game. And we're going to start off looking at our NFL playoff predictions, followed by a custom-made All-Star lineup by our hosts and our guests. And following that is going to be, as always, surefire picks of the week. And as you may know now, one of our hosts, Phil, unfortunately left the program to go tend to his grandkids. So we do have a brand new host joining us this semester. Stick around to find out who that new face will be. And don't go anywhere because HTF Bets starts right now.
Hit it, boys. What are you talking about?
And welcome back. Thank you all for joining us. As you can see, our brand new host at the panel, Mr. Giovanni St. Cyrin. How are you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm just, blessed to be a Bets boy.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
How was your winter break?
It was pretty good.
Pretty good.
I was thinking about this the whole entire winter break. Just me sitting in this chair right
How
here.
sweet.
Gosh. And what about you, Ezra? How are you doing? How's the winter break been?
It's been great. It's been great. I've got to visit Phil back in the retirement home. He was doing great. He was doing great. He said he wishes he could still be here, but
When did you visit him?
like 15 years ago.
Okay, I visited him like last week and he was in the cemetery, so I mean, there's
yeah,
that.
sorry.
But featuring our guest is none other than Jared Fox. How are you doing over at the couch?
I'm doing absolutely wonderful. I actually visited Phil's grave yesterday, put some flowers on there after the Dolphins lost, so feeling pretty good.
Gosh, dude, you're gonna have to put some flowers on my grave next week because my goodness, I'm not excited for that Chiefs game. But anyway, we're going to be looking at our NFL playoff predictions, as I said before the break. Now, what that means is everybody will be picking one team from each of the playoff teams this season that they think has a good chance to win the Super Bowl, explain, and we're going to be giving you the odds for those reasons. Now, Ezra, I'll pitch it off to you. The team that just dogged the Dolphins last night. Talk about it.
Yeah, I bet on this team because I thought they were going to make the wild card, and then next thing you know, Dolphins lost. So, I don't know. I'm happy for them that they made it. It's going to be the Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo Bills currently sit at plus 650 odds to win the entire Super Bowl. They're currently third behind the Ravens and the 49ers, even though they had a very, very awful midseason record. They've won their last 5 games, and 2 of those games have been against teams that are, I think 3 of those games actually have been against teams that are now currently in the playoffs. So who's to say that they're not going to make a deep run? Their current standings, right now they have to verse the Steelers first, and the Steelers currently are using Mason Rudolph. Says enough. But no, realistically, they also don't have TJ Watt, and their offense just has looked very stagnant. They're going to have to trust on some younger corners. Obviously, Joey Porter has not been here before, so I mean, it's going to be a tough battle in my opinion. But I think the Bills are easily going to cruise past the Steelers, and then they're going to get either the Dolphins or the Chiefs, both to which they have beat in the regular season. The Chiefs once and the Dolphins twice. We don't need to talk too much about the Chiefs game because that one was kind of controversial, but I mean, realistically, just do better, Chiefs. No, the Bills, they're going to be the team to beat here because they still have Josh Allen who could change the game at any second. You can talk about his turnovers all you want. This man is a certified gunslinger. He is going to throw at least 3 on you. At least 3 touchdowns on you. Specifically the Steelers. Jared, I see you looking at me.
Jared, how do you feel about
that? Out of your mind right now. Listen, from the wise words of my good friend John Warner, this game is going to get ugly. And when the going gets ugly, Mike Tomlin comes out on top. So I think that Josh Allen is not throwing 3 touchdowns. Take the under. If it's 2.5, smash the under because he is not throwing 3 touchdowns against Joey Porter Jr. Plus, we're getting both of our starting safeties back with DeMonte KZ and Minkah Fitzpatrick. So, smash the under on Josh Allen minus 2.5 passing touchdowns.
So here's the thing, Jared. We're talking about Super Bowl predictions, right? When it comes to the Steelers, we do not care. Talk to me about the Dolphins, however, because that's your pick with the 7th best odds of winning the Super Bowl.
Listen, I'm realistic. I didn't pick the Steelers. I mean, come on. But the Dolphins, I do believe, even though they're the 6th seed now, I think that at plus 1,600, you got to throw at least a 5er on it. Because just yesterday, I mean, we saw them lose. They lost by 7 points to the Buffalo Bills. But that's without Jalen Waddle and Raheem Mostert. Both of them will be returning next week against the Chiefs. So I think that they have a really good shot of making a run. Tua has been playing the best football that he's ever played. Tyreek Hill in a revenge game, I think he's going for at least 150. And then Raheem Mostert, I mean, does he still lead the league in touchdowns, or is Christian McCaffrey past him? I think he still leads the league. So
I think they're
wanna see
tied.
They're tied. Yeah,
Are they
it's
tied?
2-1, something like that.
give me Raheem Mostert, man. He's so slept on. So I mean, not over Christian McCaffrey, but
Yeah, I was about to say,
yeah,
whoa,
yeah,
what are we
hold on.
talking about here, dog?
Let me be actually honest here. But Raheem Mostert is such a difference maker, and obviously Devon Achane is still there too. But I got the Dolphins making a really good run in the AFC this year, and the AFC is just up for grabs.
So do you really think that they have a chance? So they obviously have to go through the Chiefs first. You still think they can beat the Bills, who have beat them twice in regular season?
I just said they're not going to have to play the Bills. The Bills are going to get first round exit to the
Stop
Steelers.
it. Stop it.
I just
stop
told
it,
you that.
Stop it.
No,
I'm being serious. That's why.
I'm so
being
serious.
So confident.
I'm looking you in your eyes.
There's just no way that the Bills lose to the Steelers. Mark my words right now. There's no way.
I'm marking them. I'm going to
No
clip
way.
this.
That's going to be like a 48-17 game.
Name of
for
the game.
Bills.
Is there a bet going on?
Oh.
Want to put something down?
What you
on
want to
it?
do? Water bet?
I'll throw a
dunk
little
water
5
on
on
it?
there if you want.
Fiver?
Yeah.
How about this? Whoever gets the bet wrong has to wear some sort of like tie that I can get you off of Temu or something. You know what I'm saying? Of
Down.
the
I'm
team
down
you're not
with
rooting
the
for.
team.
100%
Deal.
down.
Deal.
Okay, we'll figure that
Deal.
out. Right.
I love it.
So I'm
love this
gonna toss over my pick to win the Super Bowl. Second highest odds at plus 350. It's the Baltimore Ravens.
Shocker.
Yeah. Okay. Great.
Wow.
Yeah. Even
Really
though
pushing the boat out
Here
there,
we go.
boys.
Here's the thing, though.
Biggest
Here's the thing.
fan.
Despite the best record in the NFL at 13-4, they're still second. I don't understand why. I'm kidding. I do understand why. The 49ers are really like they're like that. But the Baltimore Ravens have the best plus minus outside of the Pittsburgh game this weekend where they lost by 7 because literally like nobody started. We're talking that FSU Georgia game. They went on a 6-game winning streak. Before that, lost to Cleveland by 2, and before that, won 4 in a row. So I mean, Baltimore has been super hot in the latter half of the season. Obviously, MVP candidate or front runner now, Lamar Jackson. His receiving core, I mean, on paper doesn't look the best, but they're making it work. And obviously you got that running game and arguably top 3, top 5 defenses at worst. So I think the Ravens have a real good shot. Probably will win out the AFC, and maybe we will see a 49ers Ravens Super Bowl, and that logo will come to fruition. Now, Giovanni, I'm going to toss it over to you, to the upper side actually of that Super Bowl logo being the red for the 49ers. What do you got?
Yeah, someone had to say it. So I had the Niners winning. They're one of the 2 only teams that are top 5 in offense and defense. They have the supporting cast for it. They have arguably the best running back in football, top 3 fullback.
That's not
I was
arguable.
about to say,
That's not debatable, yeah.
that's really not debatable.
Well, they got CMC, who was a top 5 runner MVP. Also, his quarterback was Brock Purdy. They have top 3 in tight end. They're top 5 in passing yards, rushing
Top
yards.
1 tight end, maybe.
No.
Over Kelsey, I don't know.
Travis fell
Absolutely
off
not.
in the latter half,
No.
bro.
I still don't have him over
once-
George
Kelsey.
Kittle has had a very mid-season to his standard.
Here's the thing, though.
But he's
Travis
still the
Kelsey started off
second-best
real
tight end
strong,
this
and then once he started dating Taylor Swift, then actually there was 1 week of good, and then after that it was just boom. It was such a good. It's true though. It's true. There was 1 week of good, and then after that he fell off.
He did low-key fall off just
Give me
this
Sammy
year.
Ballgame. Give me Sammy Ballgame as the number 1 tight
You're
end
not
right
taking
now.
Sam
Dub.
Laporte.
Sam
as
Laporte
the
number
This
one,
season,
baby.
maybe
Are you
this
kidding me?
season. We're just
Dude,
talking
he's a
about.
rookie.
course.
There's no way.
What?
He
So?
is doing good.
He is
There's
doing
no
real
way.
Real
good.
good. At least top 3.
Come
I'll put
on
him
now.
top 3.
Top 3 for sure.
I'll put him top 3.
Maybe top 2.
Top 1, top 1, top
But
1.
other from mentioning their defense, other than mentioning their offense, their defense, I can't forget Nick Bosa, Chase Young, Fred Warner. So them having just a dynamic offense and explosive defense, I think, well, obviously they're the favorites. Not only to win the NFC, but I also have them to win the Super Bowl. So
Quick question. Do either of y'all know if Talanoa Hufanga is still injured?
He is.
I think he's
He
out for the
is?
season.
He's out for the
He's out for the
season?
season.
I think that's going to be a big break for the 49ers.
But when
Because he almost like necessarily leads their secondary. Because obviously they have Javarius Ward and Lenore. But like realistically, Hufanga has been holding it down for them before the injury. And I think that's going to be the big thing that's going to come into this playoff run, that they're going to be missing him. So realistically, I think they have a chance to end up losing out too.
Jared, I'll toss it over to you real quick. How likely do you think the odds are, just like in your own head, whatever, come up with your own numbers, that we're going to see a 2013 Super Bowl repeat with the Ravens and the 49ers? At least the 2 teams contending.
I'd say probably like plus 1,000, just because it's 2 teams that, it's out of 14 teams right now. It's gonna be plus odds. You have to pick 2 teams to
That's
make
fair,
it from
that's
both
fair.
conferences.
Plus 1,000?
So I would say that it's the favorite. like
Okay.
out of all the
Obviously,
matchups.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Because, but like, it's still like you're betting on two teams to make the Super Bowl. So, but obviously they're the favorite. They're both the number one seed in their respective conferences. But I actually agree with Giovanni. I think the 49ers 100% make it. I think everyone in the NFC is a pretender except for them.
I agree.
So
I
I
actually
think that
agree.
it's
don't see who
49ers
competing
and
with
then
them.
I think they
whoever's
lose out
the
in the
AFC.
Super Bowl. I don't think they lose out in the playoff run because nobody competes with them.
That's fair. That's fair. And do you think there's going to be any sort of, not bad blood, but like something along those lines of the Super Bowl obviously going on 11 years ago now, geez, with the blackout, if I'm not mistaken, of the San Francisco 49ers going to just try to dismantle the Ravens, obviously not because they can do it at any given moment, but because they want to make up for what happened in 2013?
I don't think, I mean, if I'm being honest, I don't think the Ravens are going to make it. But let's say they both do. If they both make it, I don't think there's really going to be bad blood because it's not like either of those teams like still have a player that was there.
That's fair.
But, I mean,
Maybe the fan base.
yeah, the fan base, I mean, the fans are definitely going to be hyped. 49ers fans are already pissed about the Cowboys and pissed about the Eagles, so they're just pissed in general. So I'm sure that if they had to play both those teams and then they have to come on top and then beat the Ravens, yeah, they're going to be fired up. They are going to be fired up. So, but yeah, I'm taking the Niners in that matchup all day, obviously.
Boo-hoo. We need to root for the local Lamar, bro. Come on. Anyway, thank you so much, Jared, for joining us on the show. Next up, we're going to be looking at our own all-star team for the Western Conference. Is somebody you think is going to make it? Somebody is going to get snubbed? Find out when we come back.
Hello, my name is Ty Patton, and I am a licensed sports therapist. And today I'm here to help 3 people cope with their misfortunate teams. Maddie, when was the last time the Bears won anything?
I don't think I've ever experienced that feeling.
Maddie, the MVP is not a real award.
But it was voted on.
By kids, Maddie.
Yeah, it was a real award. And I think that's one thing that we can, we made history with that moment. We don't have to talk about Trubisky or the draft because I really don't like to think about that. It really just makes me, I'm sorry.
Now, Maddie, is Mitch Trubisky still with the team?
No. I'm not sure he's in the NFL.
You know-
I know Mahomes is, and he was drafted ahead of him. Actually, Mitch Trubisky it was a bad one. And now we have Justin Fields,
You
who
know-
I have belief in. And the worst thing about sports, it's the hope it gives you.
Maddie, at times like this, sometimes we as fans like to hold on to what was.
Yeah,
But
my dad
sometimes
still
you-
talks
you-
about the
you-
85 Bears like it was yesterday. I texted him yesterday. I was like, how about this Bears game? And he was just like, this is so sad. I
You know,
watched
but
with my neighbor's lifelong Bears fan. I watched with them. It was just, you can't describe the feelings that were showcased in that living room.
And welcome back. As I said before the break, we're looking at our Western Conference All-Star starters predictions. And with us over at the couch are none other than Jeremy Beland and Dario. Jeremy, I'll start off with you. How are you doing and how's your winter break been?
I'm doing pretty good. You know, my winter break was pretty good. I worked a lot, saved a lot of money, and yeah.
Yeah, I heard you also beat Jack in a 1v1, which is really sad to hear.
I cannot believe that. to
Yeah,
this day.
that's crazy.
Jack can never say a word.
And he's still bragging. I don't know, bro. He's in his own little world. He's in the audio room probably. Dario, how about yourself? How was your winter break?
I'm doing great. Yeah, my winter break was good. Also working, making some money. I'm happy to be back.
Great, nice to hear. Now, anyway, we're going to be looking at our Western Conference All-Star starting lineup. Now, again, specifically the Western Conference. Eastern Conference, I don't know, we'll maybe talk about it later. We never know. But we're each going to pick 2 backcourt and 3 front court positions. So technically, we could have 3 centers, 2 point guards, a mix of everything. You never know. Now, we're going to be arguing our picks, mentioning if we think we left somebody out, and just seeing how that all goes. So, Dario, I'll start it off with yourself, with the man out of OKC.
Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. That's my pick. For me, it's like really easy pick. He's a top 3 candidate for MVP this season, in my opinion. Averaging 31, 6 and 6. Honestly, I was between him and Stephen Curry, but Curry's not been playing very good lately. He got like 9 points in the last 2 games, so it's like no, I'll go with Shea. That is like guaranteed 30-point game every time.
Yeah, Steph's currently sitting at 27 points per game, which is obviously elite, but it's only 10th in the NBA, and obviously the Warriors are playing at a subpar level, and I think he's hurt. I could be mistaken, but I think he's hurt. But kicking it over to another one of not only the West's greatest guards, but the world's
The
greatest
best guard in the league.
Probably, yeah. Jeremy, I'll toss it over to you. Who do you got?
All right, so for my pick, I chose Luka Doncic. I mean, if you look at the way he's been playing recently, the man is going absolutely ballistic. I think he's averaging, like 32 or 33 points, like
Something
9
like
and
that.
9.
34.
Or, yeah, something like that. But he's been going absolutely insane, and I feel like it'd be absolutely wrong to not pick him right now.
For sure, he should have been the number one name on the list, in my opinion. Like, that guy is a menace. Even regardless of his team's record, he should be in the MVP conversation, no
for
doubt.
sure.
He's in the MVP conversation every year.
Every
He really
year.
is, yeah. And I'll toss it over to you, Giovanni, actually. Who is going to be your guy?
I'm going to go with Nikola Jokic.
No way.
Right? Not only the best front court player, but arguably the best in
Best
the
player.
league. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's almost averaging a triple-double. He's averaging 26, 11, and 9. And he went through this crazy stretch last week
Oh my
where
God, yeah.
he shot 44 shots and missed
Missed
5
5.
times.
5.
Do you guys know how crazy that is?
I watched this man offense too. It's nuts how he makes this.
It's elite, and he's coming off could be another MVP season, and you know, he's kind of what you want in an All-Star game: flashy passes, peak athleticism. Like, Jokic is perfect.
bounce out of the stadium.
Peak athleticism
But
is
yeah,
crazy.
I know almost everybody saw that crazy game winner he had against the
Oh my
Warriors.
goodness.
That solidified. I mean, if it wasn't before, that solidified his All-Star appearance. But that also like put him probably top 2 or top 1 for MVP so far. So I'm good with Jokic.
Put him in a dunk contest.
Put him in.
That's what I'm saying. Now, I'll kick it over to you, Ezra, with one of the best forwards in the league, but there's a chance he doesn't make the All-Star game.
Yeah.
Or at least as a starter. As a starter. As a starter.
Yeah, mine's probably the boldest of the bunch, even though it's like really not that bold.
The baldest of the bunch, too.
I'm going with Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant's averaging almost 36 and 6 right now on 47% shooting from 3, 52% from the field. He's almost shooting 50, 40, 90, only like 87% from free throw. But this guy has been carrying this Suns team. Like, this Suns team has not been great at all this season, but you can't knock what Kevin Durant's been doing in the league this season. This man has been hooping. Like, his last couple of games, he's averaging 30 points per game right now. Over his last 10. You like, even with the ball in his hands right now, because Devin Booker's been here and there. Bradley Beal's not been there that much. I mean, he's got to do a
kind of
lot.
expected it, though.
And surprisingly, he's a very good duo with Nurkic. I didn't expect that to be a surprise duo in the league, but like him and Nurkic play very well off each other. Like, especially because Kevin Durant does have playmaking ability. That way, he can actually like create for other people, and it's like. It reminds me of John Wall and Marcin Gortat back in the day.
Oh my
where
gosh,
Marcin
that's a
Gortat,
throwback.
where Marcin
crazy,
Gortat
man.
almost made an All-Star game because John Wall decided to,
8-9 assists
make
per
him
game.
look
Oh my
like
God.
the greatest center in the league. No, it's Kevin Durant's kind of doing that for Nurkic, and the fact that he's actually making his teammates look better while also playing better, I think he deserves a shout over different guys that may have missed. And you'll be surprised to see who's missed on this list.
By the way, do you know where the Suns are? Like
They're currently 9th in the standings right now.
They're in the play-in.
You say this, but go ahead with your pick.
Yeah, so the only reason he's saying that is because it's between my guy, Anthony Davis. I'll lay it out for you. Anthony Davis. And realistically, who else are we missing? We're missing Steph, as Dario mentioned before.
I wonder who.
And
Maybe
we're
the
missing
leading
greatest
point,
player
the
or
leading
The leading-
most getter.
yeah. But here's the thing. You could, I don't know, could you make the argument that LeBron could take KD's place? So that it's LeBron, Anthony Davis, and Jokic.
Anthony Davis is not
I
starting.
don't think
Anthony Davis is averaging 25 points, 12
right.
rebounds, 3 assists, and 2.5 blocks, like 3.5 stocks, almost 4.
No, Anthony
with
Davis
solid
is great this
efficiency.
season. Anthony Davis has been great this
He's
season.
been
I can't
good,
lie.
but
here's-
he's not starting.
I understand, but here's the thing. LeBron and Anthony Davis are averaging the same amount of points, right? Anthony Davis, obviously more rebounds. LeBron, 4 more assists. Anthony Davis has all the defensive side of him over LeBron. And efficiency, they're more or less the same. Actually, Anthony Davis is higher in every stat, including three-point percentage, including free throw percentage.
This is my thing, though.
But it is the All-Star game, so voters do count, and LeBron has 2 million.
You also said that there's a chance that LeBron or AD could go over Kevin Durant. What makes you think that the Lakers are deserving of 2 All-Star starters when being 10th in the league, in the standings right now?
Here's the thing. Kevin Durant's team is only one position above, right?
Correct, and he's by
we're
himself.
But we're not talking about team performance. This isn't for MVP. This isn't any of that. We're talking about individual performances that get selected into the All-Star starting lineup.
Correct,
And
but
both
when
of
you
them
look
are
at-
having great individual seasons that are not turning out to be, successful in terms of winning because of Darvin freaking Ham.
But there's a team out there. There's teams out there like the Clippers and the Timberwolves who are in the top half of the league and don't even have a consideration for All-Star.
No,
starter.
that is not true. James Harden is fourth.
Okay, but
James
we've
Harden
seen-
is fourth
we've
behind a
seen
stacked.
players get selected to All-Stars simply because of team success.
Correct.
before.
I mean,
like-
Kyle
like-
Korver was an All-Star because the Atlanta Hawks won 60
Derek
games.
White.
What about Jeff Teague?
Derek White.
Jeff Teague,
Where's
same
Derek
thing.
White?
Derek White is not.
Derek White might.
Derek White is
might
on the
mess
All-Star.
around
Andrew.
and make an All-Star team.
That's
He's
what I'm saying. Like, he's
not
not
like
putting up
it.
the stats to do it. The only reason he would do so is because he's contributing to success on the best team in basketball.
Okay,
Well,
but
you're
there's
arguing
two
your
better-
own point.
there's two
You're
players
arguing
better.
against
but
your
no,
own
no, no,
point
no, no,
right
no.
now.
I'm saying that he's not going to make it because, like, the only reason he's in even consideration is because he's on the best team in basketball.
That's
he's contributing,
my point.
but he's not going to make the All-Star game because he's not putting up the stats to deserve it.
That's not even
Especially
true.
not a starting spot.
There's a very good chance that he can make the All-Star game.
I'll tell you
He
now,
won't be a
he's,
starter,
he's
but-
not top five. He's not top
Well,
five.
shocker.
And even behind
Yeah,
top
he's not
five,
gonna start.
look, top five for the East backcourt: Tyrese Halliburton, obviously, Damian Lillard, Trae Young, Donovan Mitchell, Tyrese Maxey. After that, you still have Jalen Brunson, right?
Yeah, Jalen Brunson's starting.
Jalen
I don't
Brunson's
care.
definitely over.
Jalen Brunson's
not
starting.
And even
starting.
then,
Jalen Brunson's
you
starting over Tyrese Maxey and Damian Lillard.
Okay,
I'll stay that
let's
right
stay
now.
in the West
The only
for now.
competition, the only
That's true,
competition
that's
Jalen
true.
Brunson has right now is Trae Young and Tyrese Halliburton.
and Donovan Mitchell,
Tyrese
and
Maxey.
no, don't say
And
Donovan
I'm
Mitchell
talking.
in
I'm
this
talking about
conversation.
vote counts. I'm reading off the page that you sent me.
Yes,
You told
I
me to
get
read
that.
off.
We're talking about vote counts.
Okay.
There's other ways to be able to make the All-Star game.
Giovanni's right. Let's go back to the West real quick.
I'm
because
just saying, there's not an All-Star game where LeBron is not starting.
that is
That's
true.
that's 100%.
He's
That's
been-
basketball
ever
etiquette.
since.
So
ever
80 is
since.
coming off the bench.
Ever since
80's
the
coming
drafts-
off the bench.
Okay, yes. I can't. look. I love LeBron with all my heart, right? He's my guy. He's my guy. He's gonna make the All-Star team as a starter. But I do want to talk about Anthony Davis in that conversation because obviously Jokic is making it. LeBron obviously making because he's got all the vote getters in his favor. We're talking about that last spot between maybe Kevin Durant, but I can see why it would go to Kevin Durant because he's averaging 36 and 6. So
Okay,
I'll
but
give you that.
AD is in the conversation.
80 is
I
in the
agree
conversation.
with
That's
you.
what I'm saying.
He's in
That's
the
what I'm saying.
conversation.
If I'm putting in my own guy with bias included or aside, it's LeBron. But Anthony Davis has to be in that conversation.
He's in the conversation.
Yes, the same way Steph Curry is. He's not going to get the starting nod, but he has to be talked about, right? So I'll pitch it over to you guys at the couch now.
Yeah, we have a Lakers fan over there too, so I'm
Jeez,
intrigued to hear
we
this.
do. Is there anybody that we haven't talked about that you guys think maybe deserves a nod at the All-Star game, at least starting for the West?
Honestly, I wouldn't really say so. I feel like we hit everybody. Like my honorable mention was Anthony Edwards, but I don't think he's not living up to like the starter potential right now.
He's not top 5 in vote getters.
But it's
Yeah.
because of team success, guys.
But what
His
are
team
they?
is
What are the
succeeding, and
Timberwolves?
he's
Number
doing
one in the
well.
West, right?
Yeah,
Timberwolves
And he's not
are
top
currently
five.
number one in the
Yeah,
West, yes.
Well,
And he's
getting,
leading
like,
them.
He's getting like 25, 5 and 5, but Shea's not that far. He's getting 32, 6 and 6. You know,
Yeah.
it's gonna be tough for him. And also for Anthony Davis, I also think that Anthony Davis has a pretty good chance to make the All-Star as a starter
Is he
because
over
he's
LeBron?
been playing great.
Is he over LeBron or Kevin Durant, in your opinion?
I would say, I mean, I'm
Absolutely
biased, but I'll take AD.
Oh,
For
Absolutely
sure.
not.
AD
LeBron-
over who?
Wait,
Over-
hold
He's
on.
playing
saying-
so
he's
good
saying-
though.
he's saying
LeBron
AD
is
over
the
KD.
GOAT. Let's not deny this, but let's continue.
I see it, but I don't, Dario. I don't know. But we'll be right back after this commercial break with our surefire picks of the week. Now, with that being said, hopefully we do a little bit better than how we did last semester with like 3-4 parlays, winning the entirety of the fall.
I got you.
Yeah.
And who had the most? Just saying.
2-1 and Phil got 1. We're not bragging about one
just
more
saying.
win than everybody
I'm
else
just
has.
saying,
Right?
who had more?
Anyway, we'll be right back with our first 3 parlays of the year right after these commercials.
Jack, buddy. Why are you here?
I don't really understand why I'm here. I got called a delusional fan. I just don't understand why I'm delusional if I think Kirk Cousins had the best mustache in the league.
Well, Jack, buddy, I don't want to be the one to tell you this, but I don't think anybody looks cool in handlebars.
But they're back, man. They're back.
They're not. They're not. Sometimes you just got to face the hard truth. It's right there in front of you. All these people, they're calling you delusional, but sometimes you got to worry about, am I projecting? Is it me? And In this
Let me
case,
tell you something, bud. It could never be me. Anything I say is factual and truth, and that's why the Vikings are going 16-1 this year.
organization, you have to look at your roster and say, I've had Kirk O'Duggins for 6 years. Maybe it's time to move on.
There is no moving on from Perk Thuggins and Justin Jefferson.
Do you think that maybe this all started just because of a little disappointment?
Nothing has started. This is how I live, and I am not delusional.
Welcome back to our Surefire Picks of the Week segment, and we still haven't shut up about Derek White making the All-Star game. Oh my goodness.
He might make it.
He might make it. He's
Keep
not
on
making
yapping,
it.
keep on capping if there are injuries, but whatever. We're going to get past that. Now, I'll start off with my Surefire Pick of the Week. It's actually going to be the Pacers beating the Celtics tonight at 7 o'clock. Yeah, Nolan, I'm sorry. I'm rooting not so much for the Pacers, but against the Celtics so heavy. Ruin my Christmas day. I mean, you know, you got to do what you got to do. Now, I might not make the money, but hey, it's HTF bets. We're never making money here, right? So I'm taking the Pacers money line, currently sitting at plus 110, as well as an alternative spread for the Pacers to win by 2 points, and the over-under sitting at 236.5. I'm taking the over on that one because we got two of the best offenses. Obviously, the Celtics have great defense, whatever. But, I mean, you got Tyrese Halliburton running point. That's, 45 points that he's responsible for on any given night.
Yep.
You know, not too bad of odds. Obviously, I have two of those legs sitting at minuses, but I mean, if the Pacers win it, then you might consider that my very first parlay of 2024 being a success. Now, let's see if Ezra's sits the same way. We're looking at college football also going on tonight.
I'm actually not that mad at your parlay. Your parlay looks pretty decent. I don't know about the Pacers money line, but I'm not too mad at it because the over/under, it'll definitely be over. We're talking about two of the best offenses in the league. But I am going to be talking about the college football championship. This has won me a parlay in the past. I'm going straight back to it. Michael Penix Jr. Washington versus Michigan. I am taking Washington spread. I do not want to pick the winner, even though I think it'll be Washington. I don't have a sure enough bet to put money down on that. So I'll just take the spread because this will be a very, very close game in my opinion. The spread's sitting at 4.5 or plus 4.5. It's currently a minus 115. I don't think that's that bad. I think that's a pretty decent spread. I think the spread's actually changed to a 5 now, which makes it slightly better. And then the over/under of total points, I have it as an alternate, 54.5. I'm taking the under. That way you can get some money. It's in that plus 110. I think Michigan's offense is going to limit Washington, or Michigan's defense is going to limit Washington's offense a little bit. And I also don't think Michigan's offense is necessarily great. I'll be the one to say always, I've said this all year long, J.J. McCarthy is one of the most overrated college football quarterbacks. I don't understand why he gets so much hype. He should not be a first-round pick. But needless, we'll pass by that. Michael Penix Jr. passing touchdowns over 1.5. Are we serious? Are we serious? Why is the line sitting at 1.5? That's currently minus 210. Right now, if you put this in, if you even just put $10 on this, you get $63 from it. So
he did the
realistically, just a small little $10 bet. I think this is a surefire one, in my opinion. I would 1,000% take this one.
Okay. And now we'll toss it over to Giovanni, who's got his favorite team going up against. Actually, I was gonna say one of the worst teams in the NBA, but they're
actually pretty good.
They're higher than your Lakers.
You didn't have to take it.
Sorry, my bad.
So for my surefire pick, I obviously have to go with the hometown Heat, the Miami Heat. We're playing the Rockets, and guys, hear me out, right?
We'll hear you out.
First thing I did was take the Heat spread, obviously.
Okay.
Of course, yep, shocker.
But here's another thing. I realized that there are two top, I'll say 13, 15 defenses in the league, but I'm going to take the over. The over is only 217. And I realized that's like 108 per team. Miami can, score.
Miami's not a scoring team, though.
That's kind of a low line.
And
that is
the
a low
Rockets
line,
could
though.
definitely shoot themselves out of the game too. That feels like
But
a
if
trap.
Alperen
That feels like a
Sengun
trap
has-
bet.
for some
If he has
reason.
one of those games.
That feels like a trap bet, in my opinion.
But that's why Miami is going to be firing on all cylinders. That's why we have Bam Adebayo
To beat
with the
those
over.
Houston Rockets.
Yeah,
For 24 points.
Maybe All-Star starting lineup.
He is going to be the all-star starter because Jimmy's out today. Bam's going to take over offensively. Tyler's going to drop 30. Duncan Robinson's going to have 8 threes. And Miami's
What just
taking
actually
the dub.
happened? That'd be crazy.
All of this is happening. Record this. Remember this.
Okay,
This.
well, we're making commercials.
I'll make
soon, so-
I'll make a
alright.
second bet right now, and I'll put $9 million down. that just does not happen.
Duncan Robinson.
Maybe one of
masterclass.
them, but all of them together, that is a garbage parlay. No,
Can I
this
just-
parlay, I like.
Can I just ask you, who are you rooting for in the college football national championship?
I am rooting for Washington. I love Michael Penix Jr. a lot.
Are you rooting for Washington?
Just for for the sake of Jared, I'm gonna go for.
I'm going for Washington because I don't like Michigan. Like, that's not my guy. But yeah. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this episode. Shout out to Jared, Dario, and Jeremy for joining us on the set. Also, shout out to production, except for Mason Myers, for all your great work. And congratulations to Mr. Chobani for making his best debut. We'll see you guys all next week for some more great gambling content. But until then, go Knights and charge on.
Things gon' change when I really hit the field. Undefeated champs, man, you know what's the deal. Tryna find a kid, I'm in the field doing drills. Boy, you just a sucker, you ain't never keep it real. 3 rings in my hand, I'm a warrior to the max. When I hang it up, they gon' have to give me plaques.